A Michigan auto repair shop owner is so down about what he sees as anti-conservative bias sweeping across America that he felt the need to go on Facebook and let gay Americans know that they should not come to his shop, and if they do, he just might kill them. We're going to read you excerpts of something that he posted on Facebook. He says, "Our rights as conservative Americans are being squashed more and more every day." Notice all of the citations he puts there. "And apparently if you are white or close to it, you have a job, go to church, and own a gun. That translates into racist, privileged, bigot, conspiracy theorist. He is going to now prove to you that he is not a bigot at all. Too many of us say nothing. Well, freedom of speech isn't just for capital liberals. They are the ones who need to learn to coexist. They are the ones who need to work to be equal." I've never once told a conservative they need to work to be equal, but he's fighting against that. He goes on to say, "I am a Christian. My company will be run in a way that reflects that. Dishonesty, thievery, immoral behavior, etc. will not be welcomed at my place of business. I would not hesitate to refuse service to an openly gay person or persons. Homosexuality is wrong, period. If you want to argue this fact with me, then I will put your vehicle together with all bolts and no nuts, and you can see how that works."
Oh, all right.
So he is, by the way, threatening to kill gay people who come into his shop because he will
watch out, you may or may not have a brake line when you leave.
Exactly.
So you might, if you're gay, try to hide it because this guy might kill you. No, this is just insane because of course it comes on the heels of the Indiana Freedom of Religion Act, and the whole thing is we already have a constitution that protects the freedom of religion. Yeah. People can freely practice their religion. So this is clearly just a law to discriminate. Like it is so overt, and you know, and what was I just reading? Oh, the $800,000. Like the fact that the pizza place actually got $800,000 in donations. So when people say, "Oh, the market will correct itself," right?
Yeah.
We should never have had Civil Rights Act. Like people like Rand Paul who say the market will correct discrimination. I don't want to live in a society where you have neo-Nazi pockets that forbid gay people and black people to come and frequent. That's not the society I want to live in. But apparently it is what these guys want to live in.
I couldn't agree with you more on that libertarian ideal. That is completely bullshit. But though I can't stand it. It drives me crazy when people say, "Let the market correct itself." There are morons in this country.
$800,000
that don't speak for me,
Yeah.
right?
Do they know that the invisible hand that's supposed to guide the market, that theory did not come from God himself? It's from a man who understood some of what goes into the economy and gets it to self-regulate, but he also wrote it hundreds and hundreds of years ago. He doesn't understand what a modern economy is actually like.
Absolutely right. I just love that he's like, "We're not bigots. I just really want to discriminate against gay people. They're wrong." And he goes into like this whole spiel about immorality, but I don't think he really understands what's considered immoral based on his own religion. Yeah. So we did a story a few weeks ago where this one florist was like, "Oh yeah, I wouldn't turn away a divorced person. I wouldn't turn away someone who, I don't know, cheated.
Ate pork?
Yeah, someone who ate pork, whatever. Things that were clearly against, you know, the policies.
The dogma.
No, yeah, the dogma in the Bible, right? But when it comes to homosexuality, I'm against that. Yeah, I'm gonna discriminate against them.
Yeah.
It's incredible. She probably doesn't even know about her own sins according to the Bible, right? So yeah, it's all about discrimination, and I don't know what they're so afraid of. I don't know why they fear serving gay individuals. Like, do you think that that's going to make you gay?
Here's the thing: is they don't know gay people.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really what it comes down to in a lot of these
instances. Or they know only one.
And they have their there you go.
Not me. I mean,
there you go.
Them.
I mean, all the politicians and of course these pastors come out, and then it comes out later that they have gay prostitutes. And when you are obsessed about someone else's sexuality, there is something intrinsically wrong that you need to face and look in the mirror for a very long time and say, why am I so obsessed with people's sexuality? I just don't understand.
So I don't feel sorry for this guy in any way, but also at the same time, he is a random auto repair owner ranting on Facebook about this. And I think about the number of people who are on my own like Facebook page who have similar rants, and they're not the smartest people, they're not the sharpest tool in the shed, and they're not asking to be public figures. They're ranting about things that they're ignorant about. And so I think a lot of ignorance leads to this type of reaction. And so I don't know if it makes sense to demonize them and go after them in a harsh way, but I think it does make sense to call them out and do our best to at least educate them on how
when you have these laws in Indiana, I mean, of course people are going to take it upon themselves and say, well, gosh darn it, I'm going to discriminate too. Like, I mean, why not? It's like a free-for-all now in this country.
Yeah. And so the one The one disagreement I have is that I think that ignorance is what leads to most of the rants. But I think in his case, it's actually a somewhat crafty analysis of the money that's being thrown around towards bigots and his desire to cash in as the next business to get a big Kickstarter.
But if you bring a gun in, you will get a discount.
Yeah, exactly. Let me read just a little bit more really fast. Guns are allowed at Diesel Tech, so much so, in fact, that we will offer a discount if you bring in your gun. On-duty cops are excluded because that's not their gun, that's my gun, but with my money.
Oh, wow.
Off-duty, absolutely. Yeah, tell a cop that. To his face. Give me my gun. He says, I am not racists. You are for assuming I am. However, I am really quick to judge if it acts like a duck and quacks like a duck. By the way, we're not going to read the full section, but he also said that they don't use, they don't have any contracts, which, by the way, you might want to check. I'm sure there are some contracts involved in your auto repair shop. They're not protected by unions. They're not entitled to their pay. They earn every dollar. And so when some bigot sets up a GoFundMe account for you and raises $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, I fully expect you to be intellectually consistent, morally consistent, and turn down that money because you don't like handouts. You like to earn every single dollar.
Boom.
Joe, auto repair shop owner.